Because it's one crisis after another, their response is a normal response to what would be considered by most of us an abnormal circumstance. And I think that that kind of understanding, you can't have that in somebody who hasn't walked in their shoes.
Hi, I'm Matt Weintraub, Bucks County's District Attorney. Today I'm here with Sharon Curran, who's the CEO of the Lenape Valley Foundation. And Sharon and I are going to talk about a program that you have for our first responders. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
So the program helps police officers, firemen, EMTs, 911 dispatchers, and it's really designed to have a on-call rotation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of first responders, so that when someone calls in on the line, we can funnel them to an individual who's experienced the same kind of work-related stress.
And I think it's fair to say that first responders are expected to, or at least there's a general expectation that they're to be able to absorb all of this without any manifestation, but that's just not the reality.
It's really not. And you know, the cases that we've had, the calls we get are legitimate calls of people who are under a lot of pressure at home as well as in their work. It's sometimes hard to separate the two. And first responders, because it's one crisis after another, their response is a normal response to what would be considered by most of us an abnormal circumstance. So they're put into a position that we almost ask them to not respond, which is just not realistic of a human being.
First responders are human beings too, right?
Right. And so that's what the hotline does is, when they call in and if it's a fireman and he's able to talk to somebody who's been on fire calls, they can say, yeah, I know what that's like, or I've experienced similar, or, when I had a young family, it was hard and stressful when I didn't sleep all night and then had to be out on a call. And I think that kind of understanding, you can't have that in somebody who hasn't walked in their shoes.
Now this may be important, but is this completely anonymous? There are no records kept of the calls?
It is extremely important. So the first concern voiced when they call in is, will my supervisors know, and will this get back to either where I volunteer or where I'm employed? And the answer is it will not get outside of the first responder hotline. The only information that we keep is we might keep a first name and say, this person called in and they need a call back. Most of the time, the first responder call taker makes that call back themselves so that we don't have to introduce them to someone else. But there have been a couple times where we've taken calls and we've set them up to go have coffee with somebody, and so we need to make that linkage. But we track the number of calls and things like that, but we don't track who.
And I take it that the point is anybody that has to call in or feels like they want to try this program out can be comforted to know that it's completely confidential.
Absolutely. And to take that even a step further, we've had one or two people who really needed treatment of some sort for either mental health, PTSD related, or for drug and alcohol. And we, Lenape Valley Foundation, through our crisis centers, have linkages to treatment providers that are out of state. And so we're able to link them to a treatment provider, get them there, figure out the transportation for them to that provider, so that they don't have to be in a facility here within, let's say, Bucks County or Philadelphia County, where they'd be recognized maybe by the other people in the program.
And I know we've been having some success since this program was initiated, and the whole point is just to encourage people, if you think that you need assistance, please give us a call or reach out to us. And how do people get a hold of this hotline?
So the hotline is housed in Lenape Valley's crisis centers. They can call 267-893-5400. The person who picks up the phone is a crisis worker. They'll say, ask, what kind of first responder are you? Police, fire, and that way they can link you with the volunteer. And they'll either warm-handed you off to the volunteer, or they'll have the volunteer call you right back. And so the volunteers are on call 24/7. We just call out to one of them and say, we need you to call this person, and that's how the linkage is made.
The bottom line is, if you think you need help and you're a first responder, please call the hotline, give it a try. We care about your mental health, and we want to make sure that you can be the best first responder you can be. This is, I've been here with Sharon Curran, who is the CEO of Lenape Valley Foundation. Sharon, thank you for coming today.
Thanks so much.
All right, that's been Matt Weintraub, Bucks County District Attorney. Be safe.